guys. I have seen a lot lately of this trend on TikTok and Instagram where they like persuade me to read these books so I can finish my TBR or take them off my TBR and replace them with something new. So instead of doing that, I've decided to show you 6 books that I'm reading currently on my TBR, tell you a little bit about what they're about and what I think of them, and either persuade or not persuade you. Maybe I'm turning you off from reading them. So first up, I'm going to talk about Anne's House of Dreams. This is the 5th book in the Anne of Green Gables series. I love Anne. If there's a book, if there's an adaptation, if there's a cute poster, some socks, like some little children's illustrated books of Anne, I will buy it. I will buy it all. I have no shame in the game. I love Anne. Anne is my spirit animal. Anne is my fictional bestie. I love her. And this book is Anne's marriage to Gilbert and moving into a new home called her House of Dreams. This is Anne's movement into womanhood and where she starts her next phase of life. And I'm loving that for her because a lot of her friends like Diana have already moved into that phase of life, and she's been, still living her young, youthful life, doing schooling, doing a teaching, and she's finally found that she's ready to be married and move into the next phase of her life. And it's also bittersweet because this entire time she's lived with Marilla at Green Gables, and now she's moving on to her own home and starting a different phase of life. And if you haven't read anything of the Anne of Green Gables series, I highly, highly recommend that you do. It is so bittersweet. It is so heartwarming. It is just, it'll make you cry. It'll make you laugh. Honestly, it's a top tier book. I have a full collection down below that you can't see in this video, but trust me, it's there. I didn't really, in my personal opinion, love book 4, but skip that and go to book 5 if you're anything like me. This is so much better, and thank you, my friend Sarah, who continued and pushed me into reading book 5 because she said it's so much better and you will love that. And I am 100% agreeing with you. I haven't read very much. I've only read about that so far. Just read it. Try it out. Read a classic. It'll change you. The next book I have is Witness Protection Unraveled. I have read probably about half of them at this point. It's not been my favorite so far. I do enjoy the love-inspired suspense books. However, this one has been a little bit not as realistic as I somewhat like my fiction sometimes. I love a little, Harlequin is known for sometimes their unrealistic plots, and that's part of the enjoyment and the character of reading a Harlequin book. But in this circumstance, this guy is in witness protection, and his ex-coworker finds him and tries to bring him back into the case because this guy named the Chimera had basically forced him into witness protection because they couldn't get rid of the Chimera. She contacts him along with her friend Seth, who works in he's a data guy, so he's trying to search up that's how they found him, backgrounds on people, coding, all the things. So they have reconnected, but he's currently the neighbor of these 2 little kids, and he's kind of fallen into this quote-unquote dad role, and he's loving his new life and the way that it's been built. He's built himself back up from a state of depression. He doesn't know if he really wants to go back into that part of his life that kind of overtook him for a while. Same time period, they get attacked by this guy called the Shiny Man, and the Shiny Man is the part that I also find a little bit unrealistic because it's just goofy. He has a gas mask on his face, he wears construction gloves, and he shoots this light at you that kind of strobes, and that's why they call him the Shiny Man. But he's not actually really done anything bad. He just kind of does a strobe light every so often, and they're absolutely horrified of this guy and scared to death of him. And obviously he's scarred the kids and scared the kids. But I really want to see where this book ends up and how they find the Shiny Man and does it connect to the Chimera and stuff like that. So I will keep reading it. I also think the kids and the relationship with the kids are super cute, and the guy Seth, who's a coder kind of thing, he's a find the people, that kind of guy. I really like his relationship with these kids because he's just having to be their nanny on the side because the main characters are trying to solve the mystery and whatnot. It's very cute. I am liking that spot. It is an inspirational based romance, so there is some talk about God and about praying, and if you're into that or not into that, I don't think it bothers me in either way. Check it out. I've been enjoying it. Next up, I'll be going over some books that are on my Kindle. This book is called In a Heartbeat. It just came out, so if you're interested, go and purchase that. This book has been kind of throwing me for a little bit because the main character, Pete, he is a retired NHL player, and he has bought an inn with his brother that the other main character, Susie, works at. And he starts pursuing her immediately, even though he doesn't really know much about her other than she's a single mom, she's a hard worker. He's immediately all for Susie. He wants everything Susie. And everybody's like, please slow down, she's our employee, and Pete he gives zero cares in that aspect. He's going for it. But Susie is a single mom or whatever, so that's her high priority. But the thing I'm having trouble with this is he is 50, and that's all fine and dandy, but she was stated at one point to look like she's in her 30s, and then later on in the book they talk about how she's wearing a Johnny Cash t-shirt, and he's like, oh, do you like Johnny Cash? And she's like, well, I've seen him a few times, he's great. I'm like, seen him a few times? I'm almost 30 and I haven't, like, there's no way that I could have seen Johnny Cash that way, especially a couple times, unless I was like yay high. So that didn't really make sense. So I did a little research into it, and I found that she must be 50 actually, and so is he. So it's just a me problem where I'm not super generally into older romances. To say I'm still giving it a shot. I am still giving it its due. I have enjoyed it so far in aspects. Like, I like that Susie is a really great mom. I really dislike the coworker that is so nosy in her business and pretends to be your friend and then is attracted to Pete, so she's always trying to get with him in the background. Like, I'm not into her at all. She needs to take a hike. The rest of it, I'm hoping it gets better with time as I'm reading it. I've only read 30-some%, so I have a lot more to go. The chapters are really short. It's like 70 so chapters. Retired hockey players interest you, this might be on your alley and you might want to check it out. So yes, that's In to Remember. Next arc I have is from Harlequin, and it is for their heartwarming line, and it is called A Cowboy to Remember. I'm loving this. It is a single dad of 2 twin boys, and he owns his own ranch, and his wife has recently passed away, but a family member of his comes to him and says, hey, your home ranch back home is really going under right now because there was a drugging that wrecked the reputation of their racehorses. So he returns to help the family out temporarily, but then they need a woman to race the horses, and all he can think about is the woman that he kind of had a small attraction to that used to work for him before he fired her for killing his horse in the last race she did for them. She's desperately needing a job, so she comes back. She also has an attraction to him and wants to see if there's anything there or if it's always just been in the back of her mind. It's a very cute story. The boys go into school. They have little jobs around the ranch. Like, it's super cute. I've really loved it, and I'm about 40 some way into it, and I'm gonna keep reading it. And yeah, it was A Cowboy to Remember. And it's published by Harlequin, and it came out yesterday, so go ahead and add it to your cart and enjoy it. I think it's a really cute single dad romance. My last book on my Kindle I got through Kindle Unlimited, and it is called Throne of Serpants, and it is book 3 in the Dragon Isles series. We are close to the end, guys. I'm so excited. I really hope the angst that has built throughout the whole series is gonna come to like fruition, but I'm also hoping in this part that there might be a love triangle aspect coming out. That would be amazing. I'm not too sure if we're gonna get it or not. I kind of think that chapter's put to bed. Getting our girl Ren's, like, this is her retribution era. This is her like girl boss era. I'm loving Ren in this part, in the end of this series. I think Eric doesn't even know what's gonna hit him. This series is basically Ren got jilted at the altar because when she was about to get married to the love of her life, Eric swooped in and kidnapped her and killed her entire family, and now she is alone. And she got, it was basically, you die and I take over your castle, or you marry me and I take over your castle. There was no other option for Ren. So she's like, well, obviously you killed my whole family and I hate you, but I'm also going to save myself and hopefully kill you. So I'm going to agree to marry, an arranged marriage, and then they have to try to work together as he is becoming king. It's really angsty. They have a lot of banter back and forth over, I like him, I'm kind of attractive, but I also can't stand him, but also he's all I got, so I kind of got to put a little faith into him. I've been loving this series. I think it's so cool with like her connection with the dragon, the side characters, all her friendships with them, the hidden society that she has to join, undercover attempt to take Eric down. Like she finds like solace in that, and like she's playing both parties at this point, and I'm so here for it. I think it's a really well done book, and I would highly suggest reading it. I am in my fantasy era with this one. Like it gives me a little bit of Akatar, like a little Akatar, but like a Court of Mist and Fury Akatar. That's the kind of vibes that I get out of this series. But it's so bingeable that I have raced through into book 3. Like it was just go, 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 go. But I also really liked that not only does the author do a really good job about like making you love Ren and making you love the world that she's built, but she also throws in a lot of like illustrations, so you get like in the back of her mind like what this looks like in her head. You get to see that on paper because there's illustrations within the ebook in between certain chapters. So you'll see like the castle in the way that she visualizes it, and the throne that Ren sits on. Like all those things, she just kind of throws pictures at you in that aspect. I love it. Last but not least, we have, this is called The Lady and the Highwayman. I know it's really hard to see, but it's up top there. I haven't gotten very far in this. I'm probably about 20% in at this point, but it basically takes place in the 1800s when they made books like Penny Dreadfuls, and those were really like secret. It's kind of like the, when like smut. Like smut's like kind of like hide it behind closed doors. We don't talk about it, but we're all reading it kind of thing. Those are the Penny Dreadfuls, but it's more like horror based and a little more risky, and there's like some mystery elements in there as well. It's a little more gothic. So that's kind of the taboo aspect in the 1800s that we're dealing with here. An author who's a male and an author who's a female hiding under a pseudonym. Like Elizabeth is hiding under the pseudonym of Mr. King, and this Walker Fletcher is not needing to hide because he's an author and he's a man. And the Lady and the Highwayman, they have a problem because Fletcher is like, he's been the top tier Penny Dreadful writer for forever now. And then he finds that this Mr. King that's all of a sudden slid in to the publishing era is beating him. And the publisher is like, okay, if Mr. King keeps beating you out, you're going to become like basically not needed here. And he can't have that because he runs his own secret penny society kind of thing, where he will help kids that are being like abused, or kids that are on the streets, or kids that are being hired for like chimney sweeps or whatever, and they're being like neglected and not taken care of well enough. Him and a society of other male authors go and kidnap these kids, the money that they make from these novels, and then basically rehome them or give them a place to stay and help them get away from the evil men that have trapped them. So it's part of his livelihood that he, and the way that he helps people keep getting these books well off. Like his money is well off if he continues these books. Elizabeth, aka Mr. King, knows that he's her rival, but she also doesn't want her secret out because she's a teacher at a school, and that could go really badly for her if people found out who she actually was, because she pretends to write these other like more pretentious novels, as like a side job that she does as in a publication, because it's more modest and it's more appropriate. But her passion is these Penny Dreadful novels, and she writes these amazing little novels, and you actually do get to read them within the book. Like every other chapter is like Mr. King's work, and then it's Fletcher's work on the opposite end. So there's like two different stories happening within the story. It's been really good. I've liked it. I like the whole historical element. I've always been into Penny Dreadful. I even love the show. I don't know if you've seen the show, but I watched all, what was it, like 4 seasons or something of kind of those types of eras of things. So when I seen this book, I thought to myself, what could go wrong? How could I not love this? I really like Elizabeth's story so far, because like Fletcher's hasn't really started yet, but like Elizabeth is the Highwayman. Like it is like a girl who basically gets intrigued by the Highwayman because he's not stealing things from people, he's looking for something, and she had one encounter with him, and now she must know what he's actually after and how what he really is beneath the mask, because she's like super intrigued by him. And it's awesome because like Elizabeth and her real life self thinks, I love these Penny Dreadfuls where this woman goes after this guy that she shouldn't want and this mysterious thing, and then she runs into this mysterious society of the Penny Dreadful Society, and she's like, this is my chance to make my, you know, my dreams come true, but I can also make it double by writing about it. I could go on and on for that one because I really do like it, but I 100% suggest that you guys pick it up. I got that one through Hoopla, but it is available on Libby, so check your local library. And these are some books that I'm reading that I've enjoyed lately. And yeah. Thanks for listening, guys.